Hey everybody, this is Jason Jeffries here. Just wanted to share some of my research with you, kind of give you a little bit more of a broader understanding of what the scientists were doing back when they discovered Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, and how they were hinting at perturbations and earthquakes, essentially planetary alignments that caused this. All right, so I'll go back. We're going to be looking at 3 days, 3 magnitude 8.5 or above earthquakes throughout history, specific ones. So first one was 1700, January 27th, in the Cascadia subduction zone. So what I did was I pulled it up here, put the date in, time in, seen where the planets were. Okay, so we see that Uranus, however you want to say it, Earth, and the western side of Orion are all lined up on this day. It's not only this earthquake that happened, they happened worldwide on this day. And if you do your research, you can look back and see that when they sent up the IRAS telescope, that they found something just to the west of Orion, and below it, it's below the ecliptic, about 50 billion miles away. Thought it was a protostar, planet X, planet 9, planet 10. You have Robert Harrington, things like that were saying the same thing, essentially. We had Sitchin saying that it came from Sagittarius, which this would make sense then, if it was coming from Sagittarius in a very highly elliptical orbit, and then finally gets over here to where it's on the other side, getting ready to cross back over and go back towards Sagittarius, right? That means it would be over near Orion from a perspective at this point, right? Which makes total sense, because if it was coming out of that, raising above the ecliptic, like we thought, then when it does that, we can look over here and see, oh, there's Virgo, there's Leo. It makes sense because it's doing its roundabout way as it gets through Virgo and starts heading out back towards Sagittarius. Okay. So that was one of the earthquakes. Let's go back together. And that was 1700. We'll see the in-depth details for the Chilean earthquake here. So it's August 13th, 1868. This should also tell us the time if we want 21:30. I like to be precise so I can show people what I'm talking about here. So this time, Earth's in a different spot where we have Venus, Uranus, and it's right over near the western side of Betelgeuse and Orion. We understand that Uranus, however you want to say it, has a 84-year period of orbital. All right. So this was the second time that it got back to this place. We most definitely had an earthquake in between, but I'm looking at the 8.5 and above. So there you go. You have the same alignment: Earth, Venus, Uranus, western side of Orion. Okay, that's the key point there. Is western side of Orion, Uranus, Earth. So you see a pattern here. Now, let's go back to the other one. Now we got Russia, Kamchatka Peninsula, 1952. Now, I might add that all these are in the Ring of Fire. So anytime you have that, that's kind of neat too. If you really picture it, you can see that on a bigger level, that this 1868 earthquake that I just showed you wasn't just in Erica. It was everywhere. So let's get the in-depth details of this. Okay, so it's November 4th, 1952. Imagine that. Doesn't even look like it moved. But I want to remind you that this has an 84-year orbital period. So in between those 84 years, it did do the whole circle every time. In between the first and second one, it did it twice. Okay, I want you to realize this. Apologies, I forgot the date.